Hi everyone, welcome to The Walk Life. I am Will and this is my playground. In this Just Trader Joe's recipe, I'm going to make something that I love eating all the time. And it's great to sit in the fridge for some time and it gets better throughout the days. So that is bruschetta. Or do you say bruschetta? I always love to say bruschetta, and let's see what we got from Trader Joe's this time. Well, usually you can use cherry tomatoes. I'm actually gonna use grape tomatoes. I quite like them. And of course, you gotta have basil, some fresh basil, Parmesan cheese. I'm a little lazy this time, so I got grated Parmesan cheese. There was no French baguette this time, so I got these ciabatta demi baguette, but you can use sourdough simply as well. Nice olive oil for the base, and also some balsamic vinegar. And last but not least, a little bit of garlic goes a long way. Let's get started cooking on this. We actually don't need to use any fire to cook this. The only thing that you need to heat up is toasting your bread, and you can even eat it as is. So let's go. We can start off with toasting the bread. As it's toasting, we can pretty much get everything ready. It's nice and pillowy. So you can really just not toast it, use as it is. I just like having a little bit of a crunch. Usually with the French baguette, I'll cut it, slice it diagonally, but with this one, it's actually at a really good width, so I'm not going to do that. I think 6 slices will be nice. I'm going to spray it with just a little bit of olive oil so it can crisp up pretty nicely in the toaster oven. Next, we just have to halve these grape tomatoes. And I'm going to try something. Usually I cut them a few at a time. But I think there are tricks where with a really nice sharp knife and you use a lid, or you can just use a palm and cut it through. But my knife skill's okay. I'm gonna use a press. And I'm gonna cut it, see if it stays. And see if this will make things a little bit faster. Oh, the tomatoes are running around. Okay, it worked. It was half of it that haven't run around too much, but it does make it a little bit faster. I think if they're all the same thickness, it will make it a lot easier, but that's okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it one by one or a few at a time, so might be here for a little bit. Grape tomatoes are just the right acidity, the right sweetness, and the right size. Of course, cherry tomatoes is good as well. I've always used grape tomatoes from Trader Joe's, and they work really well. I also like to just do it in a glass container instead of in the bowl, because what I can do is just put this away very quickly. As I mentioned earlier, these actually marinates really well and actually tastes a lot better the next day. Next, we're gonna get a bunch of basil. This adds a lot of freshness. Just gonna roughly stack it up and just give a rough chop. Doesn't have to be very precise. Next up is garlic. You can use as little or as much garlic that you like. I love the flavor that goes into it. And so usually I put a decent amount of garlic in there. You do want to use the fresh ones since you're going to be eating this raw. Just gonna give it a little smash. Since I'm gonna mince them, makes peeling a lot easier this way. they're finely minced, goes into. We're almost there. All we have to do is just put these 4 things in there, and we can let it sit. Just sprinkle through. I want a little bit of the Parmesan here to add a little bit of saltiness. And this will go on to the toast as well, once it's ready to assemble. Okay, pretty full. I'll start with the olive oil. I want to cover it just about a layer or layer and a half of tomato. So I like to use a decent olive oil here, but I'll drizzle the nice, really kind of dipping type of olive oil once it's ready to go. Same thing with balsamic vinegar. It goes in. Last but not least, some salt. Just mix it around and it's good to go. Just gonna have a little taste. A little bit, sure. The tomato, the basil, the garlic, and the sauce, and see if it just season right. Nice and fresh. Very good. I think it's good to go. Let's get the toast and plate it. The toasts are ready, but I also forgot I need to put a little black pepper in here, so let me do that now before I forget. And stir around a little bit more. Let's assemble this. A little bit nice of kind of the dipping olive oil just on the toast a little bit. Put a little leaf of basil. Some of these are really big. I'll just break it in half and put it on too, like that. And just the right amount of these. And last but not least, a little drizzle of this balsamic glaze. You can use aged vinegar if you like. They're a bit sweeter than sour. Just give it a very nice balance of everything. Well, here's the plate, but I'm going to make one just for me to taste. Nice big basil. A bit of glaze. I want a bit of Parmesan on here as well. Just dripping everywhere, but that's okay. Let's see how it goes. It is so fresh. And the flavors are coming together. I think as it sits more, it will get better. I hope you get to give this a little try. Simple, straightforward, and you can eat it anytime. Last, I forgot the Parmesan. Let's just sprinkle it all over. Like a snow cap. There we go. Until next time, keep on cooking. Thank you for sticking around till the end. I hope you enjoyed the video, the recipe, and also get to try out a little bit. Feel free to join the community, leave your comments or suggestions down below. Any new ideas for new recipe you want me to try or want me to test out, happy to do it here for you. And if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button and subscribe so you can always hear the latest from me. Thank you for dropping by The Wok Life. I hope you get to give this a try. It's so simple to make. I hope you'll love it. Last but not least, yeah.